Hi, my name is Andrea and I'm a celebrity hair and makeup artist, and I'm here with Sephora to give you some beauty tips. Today's topic is color correction, and what is handy for you is to have a color wheel on hand. This way you can actually find the colors that you need to correct, go to the opposite, and there's your solution. I want to talk to you about brushes, because brushes are very important when we're applying our product. If you have a smaller area that you need to color correct, use a smaller brush. If you have a larger area that you need to color correct, use a larger brush. Using a synthetic bristle brush is better than a natural bristle brush because the natural bristles don't blend as nicely and you can actually wreck your brushes. So always synthetic when you're using liquids. The other thing that I'd like to point out is how you hold your brush. When people are applying their makeup, they tend to hold the brush near the bristles. What happens there is that it actually ends up being quite hard and dense with the lines and the product application. So always kind of hold it out at the end. This way you have a bit of a looser feel for your application and you have a better blend. I have a model with me today, Saffron, who we're going to be demonstrating the color correction on. So let's get started. A lot of women actually have some redness that they want to get rid of. So going back to our color wheel, you think of any opposite color cancels out the color you want to get rid of. So for example, on Saffron, she had a little bit of redness on the inner corners of her nose. And what you want to do in that case is cancel with a bit of green. What's really great to use is the Becca green color corrector because it's moisturizing. On the outside of your nose, it tends to be a little bit dry and flaky. So this is great because it actually keeps the area hydrated and it cancels out the red tones. Because you're targeting a smaller area, you want to use a smaller brush. What you want to do when you apply it is you want to kind of stipple it on. That helps to actually blend it out. Less is more. You don't want to look like Kermit the Frog. And then you can blend the outer edges. And this is another reason why you want to put this underneath your foundation. If you put that over top of your foundation, you might see more of that green. So underneath your foundation, then your foundation on top. And always remember, creams and liquids layer. You don't want to do a cream, then a powder, then a cream, then a powder, because it can actually coagulate and pill and cause more of a disaster. Now I'm going to talk to you about color correcting dark circles. This Erase Paste by Benefit is amazing because it does just that. It cancels out any of the blue, green, dark circles. Benefit Erase Paste comes in 3 different shades: fair, medium, and dark. What you need to do is decide kind of what skin tone you are to cover it up because you don't want to see it. It should blend right into your skin. So on Saffron, I use the number 2 and I use the number 3. The number 2 I used underneath her eyes to cover up her dark circles. The number 3 we used on her forehead to kind of tone down the veins that she has, which of course are blue-green. The other thing that you want to do when you're using a color corrector is not apply too much. You shouldn't see it. It should just slightly blend into the skin. If you see the color corrector, you're applying way too much. And the best thing to do is kind of start from the middle, dot it across, covering the areas that you need to, and then blend it out with your brush. I prefer to stipple my color correctors and my foundations. I find it actually gives a nice finish to the skin. So just slightly tapping, that's your stippling motion, and blend it out. Next up on our color correction parade is Lavender. Lavender is great for color correcting dull skin that needs a little bit of brightness. This one by For Beloved One, you can actually use all over. It has a nice texture to it, blends right out, and just gives it that subtle glow that you would love to have for the day. If you're going to use this all over your face, I actually like to apply it to my fingertips, rub my fingertips together, and then blend it out. So what you do is just add a little bit on, and tap, tap, tap. It's a really great brightener. You can see it actually gives a nice glow to the skin. So I didn't actually use the lavender on Saffron because her skin is fantastic and she doesn't really need it. You can also use it for brightening up certain areas. So if you need to brighten up, let's say underneath your eyes, versus canceling any blue tones, if it's just for a brightener, you can put it underneath the eyes. You can also do it almost like a highlighter to help brighten and lift the face. So you want to think of your 5 highlight points. So that would be your cheekbone, your brow bone, bridge of your nose, a little bit on the bow of your lip, and your chin and forehead. Another place that we tend to need color correction is actually on our eyelids. So this fantastic brightener by Sephora is great, easy to use. Twist it up. So on Saffron, we just needed to smooth out her eyelids and give a nice clean base. I actually use a synthetic bristle brush to apply. You can apply, if it's your own, directly from the tube. And again, it's kind of like stippling it on. That's my big thing, pat and stipple, pat and stipple. Not too heavy because again, you just want to shear it out a little bit We're just evening out the texture. It's a nice texture because it'll help so your eyeshadows don't travel as well. Many fair-skinned women tend to have a little bit of purpley undertones underneath their eyes, so in which case sometimes the peach doesn't actually work to cover it up. Then you want to use the yellow because yellow cancels out purple. So with color correcting, you want to apply your foundation afterwards, and as you can see, it gives a nice flawless finish to saffron skin. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, and if you have any color correcting questions, please ask them below. Have a great day.